Archangel Michael speaks about your journey and the purpose behind this season. My beloved child, pause your restless thoughts and listen with your heart, because this season did not arrive by accident. The delays, the silence, the unanswered prayers, the strange feeling that something is building beneath the surface, all of it has been allowed with precision. You are standing at a threshold you cannot yet see, and that is why your spirit feels stretched. This is not punishment, and it is not loss, it is preparation. What you have been carrying quietly is shaping you for a moment that will soon demand courage, clarity, and faith. Something huge is waiting for you, even if your eyes cannot yet recognize its outline. The pressure you feel is not meant to break you, but to awaken the strength that has been sleeping inside you. Stay present, because every heartbeat of this season is aligning you with what was promised long before you asked for it. There is a reason familiar paths no longer satisfy you, and why comfort feels restless instead of safe. This season is peeling away what no longer belongs so that your true direction can breathe again. You may feel unseen, overlooked, or delayed, but unseen work is still sacred work. When roots grow, the surface appears still, yet the foundation is expanding. You are being guided to release what once defined you, not because it failed, but because it has finished its assignment. Something huge is waiting for you, and it requires space, space in your thoughts, space in your habits, space in your expectations. What feels like an ending is actually a narrowing of focus, a divine refinement that is quietly positioning you for a role you have not yet stepped into. Do not rush this chapter or compare your timing to another's path. Your journey is unfolding with intention, and every pause carries meaning. The purpose behind this season is clarity. Clarity of who you are becoming and why your voice, your choices, and your resilience matter. Soon, connections will make sense, doors will open without force, and confusion will give way to direction. Until then, trust the unfolding. Walk steadily, even when answers feel distant, because momentum is already moving toward you. Something huge is waiting for you, and when it arrives, you will understand why this season had to shape you exactly this way. A quiet shift is already happening beneath what you can explain, and that is why your intuition feels louder than your logic right now. You are sensing movement before evidence appears, and that can feel unsettling if you expect immediate proof. This season is teaching you how to recognize truth before it becomes visible. What once felt stable had to loosen so your discernment could sharpen. You are learning to trust the inner signal that says, keep going even when it doesn't make sense yet. This is the stage where faith matures, not through excitement, but through steadiness. Something huge is waiting for you, and it will arrive not with chaos, but with a deep knowing that says, this is it. Until then, every quiet nudge you follow is aligning you more precisely than you realize. There is purpose even in the moments when nothing seems to change. Stillness is not stagnation, it is recalibration. This season is adjusting your vision so you no longer chase what drains you or settle for what limits you. Notice how certain desires have faded while new ones quietly emerge. This is not confusion, it is redirection. You are being prepared to carry more responsibility, more influence, and more clarity than before. That is why patience is being stretched and discipline is being refined. Something huge is waiting for you, and it requires a version of you that can stand firm without needing constant reassurance. What feels slow now is actually protecting you from arriving too early and misunderstanding what you receive. Soon, patterns will break that once repeated endlessly. Conversations will shift, opportunities will appear unexpectedly, and what once felt blocked will begin to move with ease. This is not coincidence, it is timing. You are approaching a moment where preparation meets permission. When it happens, you will not need to force anything, alignment will do the work for you. Until that moment, remain attentive and grounded. Every choice you make in this season matters more than you think. Something huge is waiting for you, and when it unfolds, you will recognize that this season was not about waiting helplessly, but about becoming ready with intention, wisdom, and calm strength. There comes a moment when the weight you have been carrying begins to make sense, and you are closer to that moment than you realize. This season has been quietly training your endurance, teaching you how to remain steady when outcomes are uncertain. You have learned how to stand without applause, how to continue without validation, and how to believe even when progress felt invisible. These lessons were not random. They were shaping your inner posture so that when change arrives, it does not overwhelm you. Something huge is waiting for you, and it will require calm confidence rather than urgency. What you are becoming now will determine how well you hold what is coming next. Notice how your perspective has shifted. You no longer react the way you once did, and what used to disturb you now passes more quickly. This is growth in its quietest form. You are learning to observe instead of absorb, to choose wisdom over impulse. This season is strengthening your discernment so you can recognize alignment when it appears. Not every opportunity ahead will be meant for you, but you will know which ones are. Something huge is waiting for you, and discernment will be the key that opens the right door at the right time. The clarity forming within you is worth every moment of uncertainty you endured. Very soon, you will look back and realize how every delay protected you from a path that was not yours. What felt like resistance was actually redirection, guiding you toward something more fitting, more lasting, more true to who you are. Trust that the unseen is still working in your favor. You are not behind, and you have not missed your moment. Timing is aligning with precision. Something huge is waiting for you, and when it arrives, it will feel natural, grounded, and unmistakably right. Like a long-awaited answer finally spoken in perfect clarity. A turning point is forming quietly, and it will not announce itself with noise or urgency. It will arrive as a clear inner certainty, a moment when confusion dissolves and direction feels simple again. This season has been teaching you how to listen beyond surface emotions, to recognize truth without fear. What once felt overwhelming will soon feel manageable, because your inner strength has expanded. You are not the same person who entered this chapter, and that is why what comes next will fit you better. Something huge is waiting for you, and it will meet you at the exact level of maturity and awareness you now carry. As this shift approaches, remain grounded and present. Small choices will have lasting impact, and consistency will matter more than intensity. Stay connected to what brings clarity and distance yourself from what drains your focus. If this message resonates deeply, pause for a moment and share it with someone who may be walking through a similar season, and stay connected so you do not miss what comes next. This is not about rushing forward, but about moving with intention. Something huge is waiting for you, and alignment, not effort, is what will bring it into view. When the next door opens, you will step through with understanding instead of fear. The purpose behind this season will become obvious, and gratitude will replace frustration. What once felt uncertain will reveal its design, and you will see how every moment prepared you to stand confidently where you are meant to be. Until then, continue walking steadily, trusting the process without needing all the answers. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is approaching with perfect timing, ready to meet the version of you that this season was carefully shaping all along. A new rhythm is beginning to form within you, even if the outer world still looks the same. This is the phase where inner alignment happens before visible change follows. You may feel moments of deep clarity followed by brief uncertainty, but this does not mean you are losing direction. It means your awareness is expanding. You are learning how to move with purpose rather than pressure, and how to remain steady without needing constant confirmation. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is responding to the calm confidence you are developing right now, not to urgency or fear. Pay attention to what feels lighter and what feels heavy in this season. Your inner guidance is becoming more precise, gently leading you away from distractions and toward what truly matters. This is not the time to explain your journey to everyone or seek approval for every step. Silence is protecting your focus, and simplicity is strengthening your resolve. The more you honor this inner alignment, the more clearly the next step will reveal itself. Something huge is waiting for you, and it will emerge naturally when your actions and intentions move in the same direction. Soon, movement will replace waiting, and clarity will replace questioning. You will recognize opportunities that feel effortless rather than forced, and you will know which paths to walk without second-guessing. This season is closing with intention, making room for expansion that feels grounded and sustainable. Trust the process that has shaped you quietly and consistently. Something huge is waiting for you, and when it arrives, it will confirm that every moment of preparation, patience, and inner growth was leading you exactly where you were meant to be. There is a calm certainty beginning to anchor itself inside you, and it is changing the way you face each day. You no longer need constant signs or reassurance, because trust is becoming natural. This season has refined your ability to move forward even when outcomes are not fully visible. What once felt like hesitation is now thoughtful intention. You are learning how to carry hope without impatience, and strength without force. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is responding to this quiet confidence more than to loud expectation. You may notice that situations around you are subtly rearranging, conversations shifting, priorities realigning, distractions losing their pull. This is not coincidence, it is alignment. The environment around you is adjusting to match the inner changes you have embraced. You are being positioned where your clarity can be used with purpose. This season is confirming that your journey has meaning beyond what you can currently measure. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is approaching through pathways that feel natural, not rushed or dramatic. As this chapter nears its completion, remain steady and observant. Trust the wisdom you have gained and allow it to guide your next steps. What unfolds next will not require you to abandon who you are, but to express it more fully. The preparation you have undergone will make sense in hindsight, revealing how carefully everything was arranged. Something huge is waiting for you, and when it arrives, it will feel like a continuation of growth rather than a sudden disruption, clear, purposeful, and unmistakably aligned with who you have become. A deeper sense of direction is settling within you now, and it is bringing a quiet strength to your decisions. You are no longer pulled in many directions the way you once were. This season has helped you understand what truly deserves your energy and what no longer aligns with your growth. The noise around you is losing its influence, and clarity is becoming your natural state. Something huge is waiting for you, and it will respond to this inner stability rather than to external pressure or comparison. You may find yourself letting go without resistance, releasing expectations that once felt necessary. This is not loss, it is freedom. By loosening your grip on outcomes, you are making room for something more fitting to arrive. This season has been about learning trust at a deeper level, trust in timing, trust in direction, and trust in your ability to adapt with wisdom. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is drawn to the openness you are cultivating rather than to rigid plans or fear-driven control. As you move forward, allow yourself to stay present rather than rushing ahead mentally. Each step has value, even when it feels small. Momentum is building through consistency, not intensity. Soon, clarity will turn into action, and action into meaningful progress. You will recognize the shift when movement feels natural instead of forced. Something huge is waiting for you, and when it unfolds, it will affirm that this season of grounding, release, and quiet focus was exactly what prepared you to step forward with confidence and purpose. A sense of readiness is quietly replacing uncertainty within you, even if you cannot yet explain why. This is the result of everything you have endured, reflected on, and refined in this season. You are no longer asking the same questions you once did, because your inner compass has strengthened. This chapter has trained you to recognize alignment by how it feels, not by how it appears. Something huge is waiting for you, and it will arrive with a calm assurance rather than overwhelming surprise. You may notice that your reactions are more measured and your thoughts more intentional. This is evidence of growth that cannot be rushed or replicated. You have learned how to pause, how to listen, and how to choose wisely. This season has shown you that clarity often comes in quiet moments, not dramatic ones. By honoring these moments, you are positioning yourself to respond well when opportunity appears. Something huge is waiting for you, and it will meet you where your wisdom and awareness now stand. As the next phase approaches, remain open without being distracted. Let curiosity replace fear and patience guide your actions. What unfolds next will not require you to abandon what you have learned, but to apply it with confidence. The path ahead will feel steady, supported, and purposeful. Something huge is waiting for you, and when it reveals itself, you will recognize that this season was not about waiting idly, but about becoming fully prepared to move forward with clarity and strength. A quiet confidence is now shaping the way you step into each new moment. You are beginning to trust your own judgment without second-guessing every decision. This season has taught you how to pause before reacting, how to choose progress over perfection, and how to remain grounded when circumstances feel uncertain. What once felt fragile within you has become resilient. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is aligned with this steadiness you are developing rather than with urgency or fear. You may notice that what once distracted you no longer holds the same power. Your focus is becoming clearer, and your energy more intentional. This is the result of inner alignment finally settling into place. You are learning how to move forward without carrying unnecessary weight from the past. This season has helped you separate what truly matters from what simply demands attention. Something huge is waiting for you, and it will enter your life through simplicity, not overwhelm. As you continue forward, allow yourself to trust the pace of your journey. There is no need to rush or compare your progress with anyone else's. Timing is unfolding with precision, even when it feels subtle. The clarity you have gained will guide you through the next steps with confidence and calm. Something huge is waiting for you, and when it arrives, it will confirm that this season of steady growth, refined focus, and inner strength was essential in preparing you for what comes next. A moment of recognition is drawing closer, when you will realize how much you have changed without noticing. The growth that once felt slow has quietly reshaped your perspective, your patience, and your confidence. You are now able to stand in uncertainty without losing your sense of direction. This season has strengthened your ability to move forward with intention rather than impulse. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is responding to the maturity you have developed through persistence and self-trust. You may feel a renewed sense of purpose emerging, even if the details are not yet clear. This is the sign that alignment is taking hold. The path ahead is beginning to open not through force, but through readiness. You are learning how to recognize opportunities that resonate deeply instead of those that simply appear urgent. This season has sharpened your discernment so you can choose wisely. Something huge is waiting for you, and it will meet you where your clarity and confidence now stand. As you step forward, remain steady and observant. Let the lessons of this chapter guide your decisions without hesitation. What unfolds next will feel supportive rather than demanding, and purposeful rather than confusing. Trust the direction that feels grounded and clear. Something huge is waiting for you, and when it arrives, you will understand that this season was not about delay, but about becoming fully prepared to move forward with strength, awareness, and calm assurance. A deep sense of stability is settling into your spirit, even as the future remains undefined. You are learning how to stand firmly in the present without needing to control what comes next. This season has shown you that peace does not come from having all the answers, but from trusting the direction you are being guided toward. You are no longer driven by fear of missing out or pressure to rush. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is aligning with this grounded trust you are cultivating right now. You may notice that your priorities have shifted in subtle but meaningful ways. What once seemed urgent now feels secondary, and what truly matters has become clearer. This is not coincidence, it is clarity earned through experience. This season has refined your focus so you can invest your energy where it will have lasting impact. You are being prepared to move with intention, not reaction. Something huge is waiting for you, and it will enter your life through thoughtful choices rather than impulsive decisions. As you continue forward, allow yourself to remain patient and observant. The next steps will reveal themselves naturally, without force or confusion. Trust that the growth you have experienced is leading you towards something meaningful and sustainable. You are not waiting idly, you are positioning yourself wisely. Something huge is waiting for you, and when it arrives, it will feel like a natural continuation of the strength, clarity, and calm confidence this season has been shaping within you. A sense of quiet anticipation is beginning to replace the uncertainty you once carried. You can feel that something is approaching, not with urgency, but with purpose. This season has taught you how to remain steady even when outcomes are unseen, and that steadiness has become your strength. You are learning how to hold expectation without anxiety, and hope without restlessness. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is responding to the patience and awareness you have developed through this process. You may notice that your inner dialogue has softened. Where there was once doubt, there is now curiosity. Where there was once fear, there is now openness. This shift did not happen overnight, it was shaped by every challenge you faced with resilience. This season has helped you build trust in your ability to adapt and grow. You are no longer asking whether you are capable, you are quietly preparing to act when the moment arrives. Something huge is waiting for you, and it will meet you where your confidence has been strengthened by experience rather than assumption. As you move forward, stay present and receptive. Let each day unfold without forcing clarity before its time. The path ahead will reveal itself through calm understanding, not pressure. When the next opportunity appears, you will recognize it by how naturally it aligns with who you have become. Something huge is waiting for you, and when it unfolds, you will see that this season was not about standing still, but about becoming ready with wisdom, patience, and inner assurance. A deeper clarity is now beginning to rise within you, one that does not rely on external confirmation. You are learning how to recognize truth by how it settles in your spirit rather than how loudly it announces itself. This season has trained you to listen beneath surface distractions, and that skill will soon serve you well. You are becoming more decisive, not because everything is clear, but because your inner foundation is stronger. Something huge is waiting for you, and it will respond to this inner certainty more than to outward effort. You may sense a gentle pull toward new ideas, new responsibilities, or a new way of seeing yourself. This is not pressure, it is expansion. What once felt beyond reach now feels possible because you have grown into readiness. This season has been stretching your capacity so you can move forward without hesitation when the moment arrives. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is preparing to meet a version of you that is calm, focused, and aware of your own strength. As you continue walking forward, trust the quiet confidence guiding your steps. There is no need to rush or overanalyze what is unfolding. The alignment you have been building is real, and it is leading you with precision. Soon, movement will replace stillness, and understanding will replace uncertainty. Something huge is waiting for you, and when it reveals itself, you will recognize that this season shaped not only your path, but also the depth of confidence with which you now walk it. A subtle sense of alignment is now shaping your awareness, even in ordinary moments. You may find yourself responding differently to situations that once unsettled you, and this is not by chance. This season has refined your inner balance, allowing you to remain centered even when circumstances shift. You are learning how to move forward without carrying unnecessary tension. Something huge is waiting for you, and it will connect with this calm strength rather than with stress or urgency. You may notice that your attention is naturally drawn toward what feels meaningful and away from what feels empty. This is your discernment becoming sharper. This season has helped you understand that not everything requires a response, and not every opportunity deserves your energy. By choosing thoughtfully, you are creating space for what truly aligns with your purpose. Something huge is waiting for you, and it will enter your life through simplicity and clarity, not through overwhelm. As this chapter continues to unfold, remain steady and receptive. Trust that the clarity forming within you is guiding your next steps with precision. What lies ahead will not demand that you become someone new, but that you step fully into who you already are. Something huge is waiting for you, and when it arrives, it will confirm that this season of quiet alignment and thoughtful growth was essential in preparing you for the path ahead. A sense of completion is quietly forming around this season, even if the final shape is not yet visible. You may feel less resistance within yourself, as though certain inner conflicts have resolved without effort. This is the result of lessons finally integrating into wisdom. You are no longer learning through struggle alone, but through understanding. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is approaching as a continuation, not a disruption, of the growth you have already experienced. You might notice that your confidence now feels grounded rather than reactive. You are no longer trying to prove your readiness, you simply know it. This season has strengthened your ability to trust your own discernment and to move forward without constant validation. What once required reassurance now feels natural. Something huge is waiting for you, and it will respond to this quiet assurance more than to outward effort or urgency. As you prepare to step into what comes next, allow yourself to remain open and steady. There is no need to rush the final moments of this chapter. Everything you have gained will carry forward with you, supporting each decision you make. When the transition happens, it will feel seamless rather than sudden. Something huge is waiting for you, and when it unfolds, you will recognize that this season completed its purpose by shaping you into someone ready to receive what lies ahead with clarity and confidence.